Really smooth transition there, is there? Oh well. Listen, all I'm saying, Mr. Red, is everything you've ever made, ever, is now mine. Just so you know. Because you see, for 0.302 seconds, you happen to reference me in one of your works, and therefore, I retain total ownership of everything you've ever made forever. Hi, Hazardous. Hi, Pillars of Snow. Hi, Savicon. How does a cat sit on your butt? Wouldn't that go both ways? You'd think so, but that's apparently not how it works. So, you know, here we are. Oh, I guess that's true. You could be laying on your stomach. I actually thought about that. Oh my god, where's this asshole? Where are you, Ingo? Gotta be this guy. There we go. Hey, I got a jar for you. Agora, no matter how often I ask, he won't give me his vase. Please, give me the vase, please. I'm begging you. Yahoo! It goes right in my collection. And thanks, here, take my dinner. My last fish. Now he starves to death. I love vases. I just don't understand how people can break them. Why would you ever break a vase? You know, honestly, Ditto, you're up, but then, well, I wasn't using a walkthrough, and there's my problem right there. Seriously, I didn't think I would need one, but here we are. No matter how much I call her, my precious mittens won't come down. If only I had her favorite treat. Fish! Wait a minute, you have fish. Give me fish. Oh, thank you so much. Mittens, mittens. Oh, good kitty. Thank you. As a reward here, take my megaphone. Well, time to starve the cat to death, then. No fish for you ever again. Just out of random curiosity, I was trying to look up what the difference is between hard food and dry food, or excuse me, hard food and soft food, wet food, when it comes to cat's diet. As you might imagine, I learned absolutely nothing, because apparently no one in the universe can actually agree on anything when it comes to cats. Hey, Zektaft. Pretty much, Innocence. Hey, we've got it. You want to do diet? Does it work? I need to be winter for that. Whoops. There we go. Behold the frozen north. South? I don't know. I don't know where this country actually is. Sure looks a lot like an island, though, doesn't it? It's weird. That's a ferry. Where's this asshole? Ah. Ugh. Okay. No, I was just curious, Savika. Since the only two people who actually give the cat wet food are my eldest niece and myself, I was just curious about frequency and relations there, too. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up the map here. It's apparently here. That's over by the Gorons. That's way further west than I thought it was. That's another thing. Apparently cats have no problem eating themselves into being overweight because apparently they'll eat when bored? I don't know. I know very little about cats, and honestly, I kind of wanted to keep it that way. Not a cat person. I never will be. So that's... yeah, like right north of me. There we go. Back up. What? This won't do. I slept clean through winter. Now I can't get to the summit. Oh well, I'll go back home to Malin. I'll take that megaphone if you don't need it. Have a mushroom instead. Thanks. And a useless ring. Okay, so now... oh my god, how many more steps is this? 3. Well, 4, actually. Not really a noble ring. A noble name. I haven't seen any rings worth actually using yet. We could go dump some money out of that, but I was kind of hoping to upgrade my bag, but I don't know where to do that at. So I haven't, because I don't know where to do it at. I wasn't trying to kill the old woman. Oh, God damn it. I swear I wasn't trying to kill the old woman there. The button that is attack is also speed through text. Yes, WoW raids reset at 10 a.m. Server time every Tuesday morning. Unless you're on the Pandaria Remix, in which case they reset every day at 10 a.m. server time. Wait a minute, don't I need to go there? How do I get up there? I've heard a lot of good things about Ground News from sponsors. And that makes me extremely suspicious. If that's the one I'm thinking of, which I'm pretty sure it is. Like, the idea of having a news site which cites sources, tells you how many different sources from these different, or how many different things from which types of sources are the info for a specific bit of news, sounds like a godsend. Which is why I don't believe it at all. It is literally too good. They say there's a giant up in the mountains. He sounds scary, but I want to meet him. Nah, he's cool. Maybe we'll hear. I'd send her to Mount Kuko for mushrooms, but since she hasn't come back, I can't make my magic potion. Wait, that's scent! You've got a mushroom! Actually, remember where the wooden bird goes. That's expensive. Still gonna buy it. Yep, so we now have our first Life 3. I don't think we are a Trihexia. I mean, granted, I am using a walkthrough finally, so maybe? But I wouldn't bet on it. That would be really funny, Crazy Horse, but no, instead we're taking it to the Clockmaker. Yeah, I'm not betting on it. There's no way. There's no way. Even reading a walkthrough takes time, you know? It's an amazing bird you have. May I? Breathtaking. Here, take this. Engine grease. Everyone loves fiddling with engines. Yes, I'm very happy you got your cat back. Not sure why you're happy to have your cat back. I'm not here to argue. The really funny thing is, their cat, every time he sees me, he immediately rushes up and starts rubbing up against my leg, thinking, "Food? Food?" At least I'm assuming that's what he's saying. I don't know what else he'd be saying. Because again, when everyone was on vacation, guess who fed the cats? Or cat. Who fed the pets? I was very scheduled about it, too. Well, I don't know if pets are the same as humans, but humans tend to value schedule biologically. So I figured that would be helpful. I could have been wrong, who knows. I hate this game so much. I just want to go right here. How do I go one square to the right? Why is it so hard to go one square to the right? God damn this freaking game. This is the exact thing I was talking about. This is the exact thing I was talking about when we walked into this. I mentioned during the Link's Awakening run how frustrating it is wanting to go to a destination basically being told, no, you can't get ye flask. And having to go way the arse way around just to get to a frickin' It's really frustrating. I don't want to walk through all these enemies, or redo these puzzles, or figure out which method or item I need to progress. I just want to go to the destination! It's a place I've been through several times. Yeah, actually, I pointed this out in Breath of the Wild, if you remember. I pointed out how awesome it was that in Breath of the Wild, if you wanted to go someplace, then you went there. You remember? Oh, shoot, I'm behind the house, and I didn't mean to be. Okay, I'll just climb up the wall, because I can do that. It's probably Breath of the Wild's greatest feature, in my opinion. Oh my god! This is it. This is the only option, isn't it? This is the problem. Okay, fine. Goddamn kangaroo. Come here. You piece of garbage. Come here. You are a terrible pet. As all pets are. Ah, that's not actually what I was trying to do. There we go. Okay, well, hang on. Anosian said up. I'm gonna believe Anosian's here. I don't, because this makes no sense to me, which means this is probably the correct destination, because navigating this overworld map is the stupidest goddamn thing in the world. Oh my god. At least don't get to the next game. What really frustrates me is I've been by this spot like 50 times. And that's the really, really irritating part, when I know where my destination is and can't seem to find it because navigating this world map is apparently something I'm just physically incapable of doing. And I get that I'm just stupid and dumb and awful, but I kind of don't care. I am probably going to go ahead and ding this game for the exact thing that's happening right now. I am trying to get to the windmill, which I've been by a few trillion times. And I'm just, I cannot possibly be anywhere near it. I hate everything in the world. Alright. I think I have really zoomed in on the thing. I've already mentioned it a few times. I think it's the visual navigation that is really throwing me more than anything else. I have so many screens look so similar to each other to the point where I legitimately have trouble telling where I'm at. Like, I thought this plains area was north and east of the village. It's not. It's directly east of the village. Hence why I kept screwing around in the wrong spot. I'm not sure how much of that is samey terrain. I'm not sure how much of that is the screen scroll problem, but either way, I just have a hard time telling where I am. All the time. Here you go, engine grease. I got a phonograph. What a tune. Okay, now I got the phonograph. Well, again, it might just be that... Yeah, we're done with the trading quest, by the way. Yay! We'll have to finish it, but we got the last item. Tarm Ruins, which I think we can't access yet. Yeah, we need to get the 4 jewels before we can go there. But we have done the trading quest to conclusion, so when we finish getting the 4 jewels, we're good to progress. Okay. Let's go do Dungeon 5, now that we've completed all that. Sure, hit me, Ross. If anything, what I feel really, really awful about... I don't want to give this game negatives. I know. You guys know that. But I always feel like there's at least a few people who do not actually understand that I don't enjoy games being bad. And that brings to self, it comes to why don't I enjoy? The thing I don't enjoy is games being bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I'd prefer the game be better. Well, that's true. I just hate on Starfield because I'm just following the crowd. I'm just trying to generate clicks, you know? We just need to make sure that Starfield is properly documented as the garbage that it is. All right, so. You're right, Jabez. You're absolutely right. I've also said several times, my opinion, I think one of the reasons that a bad game is worse than a bad, that bad gameplay is worse than bad story in a video game is because bad story is something you can make fun of or skip or just endure. Bad gameplay is forcing you to push through that razor wire in order to get to the next stage or get to the next level or get to the next continent or whatever, right? Just my opinion. Like, we've covered games with pretty bad story, but all of those bottom 5, those are bad gameplay games. So I think I'm gonna codify some of my thoughts here. I think we're gonna double up on several negatives. Listen, Secret of the Stars has the best story ever. And I know this because I can't even finish the bit. You know this because your parents, who are important to you. You remember that quest you've been on for 3 years? Well, it's very important to you. Let me tell you about it in brief. Yes, somebody's defending Bad Bad. We have to go defeat Bad Bad. I think, honestly, that's probably the norm, Ross. I'm probably the weirdo there, in that I prefer bad story over bad game. Like, let me use 2 quick examples of this right off the top of my head. We covered a game pretty recently, which was called Star Wars Squadrons. Now, that game's story was gutter trash. Like, it was shockingly bad. For those of you who didn't watch that particular review, first of all, sadness. But second of all, there's an actual cutscene where there's an Imperial officer standing on the bridge of her ship, and she gives, like, a pithy one-liner. She's not on the comms, by the way. She's not on, voice chatter. She's just giving a pithy one-liner to herself. And then her nemesis warps in, prevents the shot from happening, which probably shouldn't even be physically possible, and then responds to what she just said. There are so many levels of how stupid that is that I'm 404ing a little bit, just trying to process how dumb that is. He shouldn't have been able to hear her because she's on another ship. He shouldn't have been able to hear her because he's in hyperspace. He shouldn't have been able to hear her because she's not transmitting comms. He shouldn't have been able to hyperspace in that precisely. In fact, being able to hyperspace jump so precisely is a freaking plot point more than once in several other games. But yeah, exactly, Pillagers know. The gameplay of Squadrons was legit. I was having fun with that game. I enjoyed those missions. I enjoyed that. It was like, yeah, that was great. Second example, Trials of Mana. The remake, specifically. The Trials of Mana remake story is garbage. It's the SNES version with none of the extra tidbits necessary to actually make that work. But the gameplay. Oh my god, the gameplay of Trials of Mana R is so good. And it's not just the combat. It's the combat. It's the leveling curve. It's the power progression curve. It's the alternate leveling system, which has been improved substantially. The itemization is improved. The info in game, the menus, the interface is improved. The boss design is improved. The enemy design is improved. The enemy variety is improved. The level design is improved. The progression is improved. It's so good. I actually have recommended to many people to play Trials of Mana R just because it's so good and so smooth to play, which of course is a perfect time to bring up another game which does that, Bravely Default. If you want something a little bit more traditional and less action RPG-y, and you still want to play a RPG that has great gameplay, you play Bravely Default, because that game's story sucks. But that gameplay is astonishingly legit. Multiple types of thingies. I'm losing words. Multiple types of auto battle and being able to save auto battle actions and being able to one second. Yeah, it's up there. Okay, I'm right. The class combinations, the boss design, the enemy design, the core mechanics, the actual the Brave and default system itself, which gives the games its name, the itemization, the ability to call in party members to just kind of absolutely destroy something in the face. Like, there's a lot of great gameplay there. Oh yeah, and also, it's one of the only games ever, in terms of the RPGs, that just has built-in toggles with no penalty for using them whatsoever that changes the number of encounters you can have all the way down to 0, by the way, as well as how rewarding those encounters are. It's just there. It's just something in the menu that you just change. And by the way, that does go up and down. It's great. I actually have theorized several times that Bravely Default was a prototype for the Pixel remasters, and I stand by that opinion. Alright, now to die on our way there. We're gonna make this happen. Oh, right, I need the... Come on. Come on. Okay. Level 5. If I can be blunt, well, I agree that's a gameplay problem, Pillars of Snow. If we're being honest, that's more of a story problem than a gameplay problem. Or if I can explain that differently, I think I would give that a few negatives, probably 3 negatives to gameplay, and a lot more than 3 negatives to story. Because what the hell were they thinking? Oh yeah, also some gameplay story integration negatives. An extremely rare thing. We've only... Oh, looks like we're getting the hookshot in this dungeon. Yeah, go replay most of the entire game over again. It's not as bad as it sounds, because they give you warp points and whatchafigs. They give you the airship. But for the most part, yeah, just go do the whole game again. And then again, and again, and again, and then again. And in several cases, the changes are so minute as to be imperceptible. Sometimes there's actually some noticeable differences between them. I'm sorry, what was the question, Playtable? All I can hear is beep, 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 beep. Alright, left to right, left to right. Left or right? Anybody? Anybody? Left! I'm assuming that's an L and not an I, based on context clues. Into the depths with you. Looks like left was for progression. You have robbed me of bonus items. How could you? So, we're gonna go ahead and redo that. Get whatever that chest is. I mean, you chose the correct direction, prisoners, but that's the problem. I do this all the time. I accidentally go the right way all the time, whether I mean to or not. And that was a key, so we probably did need that. Oh god, I've got a slime pass. Okay, we're good, we're good. Let's see what's to the right, shall we? I'm sure this decision won't cause anyone to die! Oh, never mind. No death. We're cool. Whoops. Bowser, could you give me a minute here? Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why we rewound there on accident, the R button in Link's Awakening is defend against the shield. Or defend with the shield, excuse me. So, you know, block! Oh, right. You're kidding. You're kidding. Okay. I might not actually have room. No, I got room. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Okay. I could see why people call Link's Awakening the easy Zelda. I don't think I particularly agree, but it's probably one of the easier ones, and it's probably to its benefit. Difficulty is not the only metric when it comes to the quality of a game, and while too easy is absolutely a bad thing, I think it would be more accurate to say that Link's Awakening was well-designed difficulty. Smooth curve, smooth progression, and not frustrating. It also wasn't very padded, which is what most people associate with difficulty. Not that I'm saying you do, I'm just pointing that out. Call the order you slay the knights in? Okay. Yeah, exactly, Crazy Horse. Okay. I think I agree with you on that, Blade Devil. On both points, actually. I mean, it makes perfect sense. I will also say, so you know me, I've talked many times about how I think too many developers bow and scrape to the demands of balance. And in many cases, that also means making things entirely too bullcrappy. Because a lot of times they're like, well, hang on. Let me use Breath of the Wild as an example. Breath of the Wild's a good game, but they allow you to be overpowered. There's so many things you can do to be super strong in that game. So they're like, oh god, no, what do? We've accidentally made the player super powerful. I've got it. And so they ramp up the damage of every enemy in the game to ludicrous degrees. Like, with a bajillion hearts, and the best armor that we had available, and nearly the highest armor stat that was available, and the freaking buffs, we were still taking tons and tons of damage from pretty much anything at a certain point in the game. Because that's how they balanced it. They're like, oh shoot, we gotta make sure that the players don't have as much fun. I think entirely too many developers find themselves locked into that problem of trying to cater to the 70s crowd. And I'm going to call that specifically the 70s crowd, because that's where that comes from. Like, the old school arcade crap. And the bull crap that we all put up with when we were that young. Because that's what was there. Or because they were deliberately trying to rip quarters out of us. And then an entire generation or two or three grew up in and after that development time, and I think there's just a lot of artifact design still circling the drain around the concept of the arcade mentality. I mean, we were talking earlier about how it's entirely understandable and reasonable for a player to be like, hey, I want to, you know, play this game for a long time, and that's fine, and that's valid. But a lot of developers are definitely stuck in that mindset of, we need to make sure our players are playing this game for as long as possible. And you get situations like, offense, Blade Troll, Dragon Age Inquisition, with its absolutely ludicrous amount of extra content that is just junk in an otherwise solid game. Or, The Wild, to use another example. Even GTA 5 has bullcrap padding in it, and that game has great density. And FF10, yeah, honestly. So, can I just say, real quick, this is actually one of my favorite. It switches between South and North every time you use it. The problem is, of course, that sound effect, so I apologize for that, because that's such a cool item. I just reset chat. That was weird. No, I kind of agree with you, Blade Duval, as Frieza pointed out so wonderfully just a few days ago. The real issue, when you boil it down, with lazy difficulty isn't the fact that the devs were lazy in how they designed it. It's the fact that most lazy difficulty games only have two states, where you're absolutely running over everything roughshod, or where the game is taking, either beating the crap out of you or taking way too long to kill because everything just has way too much health. I'm sure right off the top of your head, everyone in chat right now could probably think of at least one game where if you play on a normal difficulty, everything just takes freaking forever to die. Even in otherwise good games. I can name one right off the top of my head. Arkham City. In Arkham City, I flat out refuse to play on anything above easy because the added health that they pad on to the enemies actually breaks the flow of the game in several ways. And it just makes it not fun. And that's the problem. I agree, Blake Travel. This is why the worst example of that, the biggest negatives I've ever given for lazy difficulty ever, is Oblivion. Because Oblivion's difficulty is so terrible that there really is only, you're just God walking, or hang on, give me another few minutes before I might actually be able to dent this thing's health bar. Oh, and while we're on the subject, Oblivion's damage is also, like, one of the worst designed examples of it ever, because it actually only affects one thing in the entire game. You. Enemies don't scale. Ads don't scale. Guards don't scale. The world doesn't scale at all. The only thing that scales is you. And that has a lot of unintended consequences. Traits I miss in arcade games. I can think of one, but it might be a little bit too much get off my lawn. I don't know if I want to oust myself as an old man. A bitter old man who can't enjoy games no more. Because they just don't do things like they used to. Back when every game was gravel and glass and sand. The world was young and pure. Is this Spiky from Secret of Mana? I do look like I'm 17. An old man. This is just my accent now. Ain't no other accents about this old cowboy. I can't wear the hat, though. I gave it away to my brother-in-law. Fit him better. I think he threw it away, actually. But that's just, whatever. Anyways. To actually answer your question. I miss the fact that in arcades it was okay for games to be games. Let me explain what I mean by that. This actually came up very, very recently because it's a negative. I ended up giving Breath of the Wild, to my dismay. If I hit left, right, up, or down, I want to go left, right, up, or down immediately. I like having that precision. I like being able to be playing a video game. You know? A lot of modern games, really from the PS3 onwards, so not that modern, have this thing where they're trying so hard to reach for realism that they don't allow you to have that level of control. This also applies to graphics in several ways. We actually were talking about that in Zelda 2 just a few days ago. Zelda 2 does not have what I would call good graphics, but you know what it does have? Distinct graphics. It has graphics I can tell immediately, instantly, and without any additional mental processing what I'm looking at and how to deal with it. Visual distinction is something I value and have a category of giving positives for a reason. I can think of several games which sacrifice the ability to tell what the hell you're looking at so that it looks prettier, or better, or more realistic, or whatever. Not a fan. Whoa, oh. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the Rockstar movement bottle. The example of that is and always will be Red Dead Redemption 1 for me. But it's still a problem even as recently as Red Dead Redemption 2, which is their most recent entry, and probably will be a problem in GTA 6. Actually, yeah, Shadows of the Colossus I remember had some issues too. Ooh, there, okay. Cool. Yeah, there's a reason controls is another category we discuss when it comes to pluses and minuses. Okay, hang on. I don't know how to do that. Man, can I bury any of these people? Can I do that? Nope. Cool. Yeah, I can't even sit and stare at it for a while because these invincible things are running around being dicks at the moment. So I can't even just sit and stare at it for a moment. Alright. Let me pull up a picture of it. So I have the walkthrough. I'm not actually going to look at the walkthrough. I'm just going to pull up a picture so I can see what the hell I'm doing here. If I could find it. I had it. There we go. Wait, really, Hephaestus? But... I apparently did this dungeon wildly out of order. It's like, go get all the keys you've already gotten. Okay. So anyways... Good to know that the boomerang still works on those. I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I thought. Innocence, but whatever. I apologize for that high-pitched whine. There's not a lot I can do about that. Actually, nothing I can do about that. That's some interesting noise pollution right there. If you decide to mute the stream for the next few seconds, I don't blame you. Game? To the walkthrough. So the goal here, get this in position for later. Ugh. Oh, come back. My delicious fairy. And that's not even a sex joke. I'm hungry. The last thing you hear is this tiny, cute scream. Yeah, this really is kind of just the hookshot. Like, I'd love to be giving it more credit than I am, but it's just kind of the hookshot. At least in the way they're implementing it. Which I suppose is fine. The hookshot is usually one of the coolest items in these games, but... you know. Well, there's the boss, which I don't have the key for. God dang it. They're a little better than they were in Link's Awakening, Spartan. A little more involved. A little cooler. Makes sense that the Capcom team would do better at the side-scrolling sections, right? Hi, Sean. Ah. See, the thing is... I'm pretty sure I never played this without a walkthrough. What? But, what? Having said that, yeah, I'll tell you exactly how I beat any irritating or frustrating walkthrough game back in the day. Time. That is the answer. When you have nowhere to be and nothing to do and 6 hours to burn. Yeah, exactly. I can beat Breath of Fire 2 without a walkthrough. You know how? Time. It's actually how a lot of those walkthroughs were made back in the day. When your only goal is beating the game, and it doesn't really matter how long it takes you, then you get there eventually. Yeah, occasionally you stumble into something. That's pretty common. Come here. God, you'll snot. Dude, that guy deserves a real-life medal. And job and everything else. In this exact case, backseating's okay, because I kind of want to get on with this, and I'm already giving this game plenty of negatives. But, like, the walkthrough I have right there says to do what I just did. Which is why I'm just staring at it, wondering what exactly it wants me to do that I didn't do. So push the orb back to the left. Okay. Pull. Back to the mine carts? How far back was that at this point? That also probably leads to a lot of the kind of comments we've heard back in the day. You know the type. Oh man, I was stuck in such and such dungeon for so long. It means that I am no longer going to be living in the same place that I am currently living, Sub-Zero. So anyways, now to backtrack all the way back where I just came from. I sure hope we did, Anosians. And I don't have the compass, so I can't tell. Thanks for that game. Yeah, I don't have any specifics for you, Walker. I need, like, another key, don't there? Yeah, we need another key. You're right. Oh, my God, because I've already seen that key door. I hate these dungeons. These are so bad. Yeah, the WoW run was always going to be at the end, Yura. And as a direct consequence, when you guys funded several runs recently, those got scooched up front. And finishing off the streaminations is a higher priority, and getting those done and locked away forever and ever. Especially since, and this is something I've been doing strategically, admittedly, saving the streaminations for something I can do a streamation from my phone, right? And that's important because there's a very real chance I will spend an unknown period of time without my computer, and much more importantly, without my computer in a permanent spot. Like, I do not know how long it will be until I can actually start streaming games again properly. So, Streaminations will fulfill that gap. I'd admittedly rather not answer Dream Whisper, but at the same time, the moment that anybody sees any of my nieces or family on camera, they will know the answer to that question. So, yeah, we are moving as a unit. Still don't know where we're moving. Or when. The initial timeline was to do it at the beginning of, across July. I'm packed. No one else is. If California wasn't, I don't know, about triple what I could afford, or quintuple what I could afford, I would at least consider it. But, price is a thing. Lithuania? I hardly even knew her. We're probably moving states again, Walker. Not the first time. Is leaving the S on the table? Yes, but we're not going to yet. That was actually my sister's decision. Well, my sister and her husband's decision, specifically. The idea is we don't want to completely overhaul the kids in the middle. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay. I was about to be mad. So the eldest is too old to switch countries, and by the time she's already moved out on her own, or is doing her own thing, in other words, she's done with school, the youngest will be too old to switch countries. So, any country swapping... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Will not be happening for another, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, something like that. I've decided I hate this dungeon. I do like things being cold, but I'm the only one in the family who likes things being cold. So I don't really have a lot of sway in that. Having said that, the biggest concern for me is threefold. First of all, I need sound quality. There's a lot of things that go into that, but the long and the short of it is, wherever I move has to be someplace where I can have a decent mic set up that's going to, you know, not cause issues with regards to the mic and the quality and blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants a repeat of that freaking art room when I was upstairs in this very same house, right? I hate these enemies. These are just such a screw you enemy compared to everything else in this crap place. So, noise. Ironically, a basement is a pretty good setup for noise. Second option, or second thing that's important, is heat. Obviously, you know, that goes in, that has several connotations and significances, but the long and the short of it is, my equipment generates a fairly large amount of heat. At the moment, I'm lucky I actually have these wonderful overhead lighting setups, but most likely in any future setup, I'll have to set up my own lights, which will also be generators of heat, and once again, a basement is really good for that kind of thing. I actually know some people who will, you know, who own their own houses, they will set up a shed, and that's what they stream from, as they go out into, you know, something that was designed to be a tool shed or something, which has been repurposed and refurbished into a streaming shed. You know, something completely isolated like that. And you can do treatments on it and stuff like that. Anyways, the third thing, and arguably the most important thing of all, internet quality. Now, unfortunately, I live in the United States. So, there's not really a lot of options when it comes to the quality of internet. I am most likely going to be living with Comcast, Frontier, or AT&T. None of those are good options. Fiber is just not happening. It's just not feasible. Really? Jiggly Saint, are you sure that I have to do the extremely obvious thing that is extremely obvious to do that isn't working right? Are you sure that that's what's required? Do I have to use the clamps? You telling me that I should take these clamps that I use every day, at every moment, at every opportunity? Please, someone get that reference. I don't know if you caught it. The fireballs? The fireballs. You're a freaking genius! The fireballs, have a knockback effect on them. Which I mention because the initial reason my health got so low was I was in the middle of two columns of flame, and I was trying to tilt it to the right, and I didn't tilt it far enough to the right, and so a fireball got through, hit me, knocked me into the left fireball, which knocked me into the right fireball, which knocked me into the left fireball, and it took me a good second or two to actually regain control and stabilize myself. Yeah, I got ping-ponged in the middle of that. And then, when I'm like, okay, let's scooch it to the right, one of the fireballs got through while I was scooching to the right, and that was death. That means I gotta do that whole thing all over again, by the way. Because for some reason it resets the position of the ball, because the designers of this game hate me personally. Just... hang on. There we go. Just make sure we have a save so we don't lose all of that. That'd be even worse, right? I can joke about it now. Imagine if we just lost everything. Oh, my PC is quiet as a whisper, Lord Harriman. If you're hearing any white noise right now, you're actually hearing my AC unit, which is like 30 feet that way. You occasionally hear that fan. It's actually off right now. But my PC is very, very quiet, in the negative 55 decibel range. Oh. I don't want to play this game anymore. Okay. 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 Yeah, I do have Noctua fans, and they are physical fans, too. And I know what you're thinking, but I thought, like, liquid cooling was actually quieter. No, believe it or not, physical fans, air coolers. Why, Chill Pangolin? The physical fans are actually quieter if you get the high-quality stuff than liquid cooling. Liquid cooling has its own benefits, don't mistake me, but noise is not one of them. Really? Really? You're just spitting in my face at this point. Come on, game. Work with me here. Why does this door close every time? Why do I have to fight these bullcrap, terribly designed enemies every time? You know, Russ, you never told me that thing about Ocarina Light. Or at least if you did, I never saw it. These are such a health tax. My god. And they don't... They drop freaking rupees. Ah. Yeah, you can get the Sun Song, like... pretty much the moment you can get to Kakariko, I think, right? Remembering correctly. No, I'm wrong. You do need the Hyrule. You do need Zelda's Lullaby first. So, as soon as you've done your first stealth section, you can get the Sun Song. Yeah. I forgot how much that unlocks in that game. That's not the magnet. Okay. Imagine getting here and then realizing I don't have a key because I didn't go do that other side thing that Inosians told me to do. Thank you, by the way, for that, Inosians. Jesus Christ. Of course it's a conveyor belt. Why wouldn't it be? Although that doesn't bother me. That's actually kind of cool. I'm with that. Okay, now I gotta remember where the boss door was, and I'll be honest, I don't remember. We've already been to it. No, I know where it is. I know where it is. I know where it is. I got this. I got this. I know where it is. Maybe. When I don't know where it is, that's when you can tell me how stupid I am. Have I considered satellite internet? So, satellite internet is garbage. It's perfectly acceptable for everyday use, like if you're just going to be browsing the web, or like checking Discord. Oh god, I gotta go back through this. Or something like that. Nope, there we go. But if you want to do anything of any substance or note, like say, streaming or uploading multi-gigabyte videos to YouTube, you need more than that. Satellite internet is nowhere near the quality and reliability that I need professionally. Fiber would be best, but unfortunately fiber just isn't happening because I live in the United States. So, I don't actually know how prolific fiber is in the rest of the world, but it sure as hell isn't prolific here. Now I know what you're about to bring up. Wait about it. AT&T has been rolling out fiber. Yeah, funny thing about that. That is the crap fiber. It pretty much falls into the same category as the aforementioned satellite streaming. It's functional, and again, for everyday use, it's fine. But for anything professional, it falls woefully short. Yeah, look up where Google Fiber is someday. It's such a minuscule, microscopic portion of the States. Like, it's like, oh, it's like the city of San Francisco or whatever. No. No, it's like a few individual spots in San Francisco. No reason. Alright. So I've had a moment to degauss. Thank you for letting me yell and vent. Feel better. I apologize to anybody I bothered by yelling or venting. I'm not actually angry. You know me. If I get actually angry, I just go quiet. That was just me venting. I just needed a quick moment. Chukunk. Switch mental modes. Kill the music. I'll tab for music. Fire up new music. The music's FF13 music. Soothing. Relaxing. Wait, I need really soothing music. There we go. Yes, that's relaxing music. Yes, yes. I'm going to destroy all of Ishgard! Sorry. Let me jot down some negatives. And let's be clear, they're gonna be negatives. We've got... This dungeon has a bit of a spiderweb mentality, which in my opinion is the wrong way to do Zelda dungeon design unless you also add shortcutting in, which this dungeon did not. So, let me explain that a little bit. So you go out, there's the central point, and then you can go out and then back, out and then back, out and then back, out and then back. And occasionally, each of these branches have their own micro branches as well, right? The spiderweb design philosophy works great under certain circumstances. To use a random example, World of Warcraft uses that for its quest design. You go to a hub, quest, 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 back. But the thing is, the reason it works is because your actual route, like picture your character on the map, goes out, gets these 3 quests, which are right up here like this, and then you go back to town and turn in, lead to the next spot. It's all one smooth movement, like this, right? That's awesome. But in a Zelda game, it doesn't quite work that way, because it's more like, okay, go out here, and then go out here, and then forget about the second one, which I did do, and then go to the third one, and that branches over here, and then over here. Oh, I missed a thing. Well, that means I have to traipse back to the central thing, go down another branch, then go down a separate branch. And you see how this becomes problematic, because it just pads out the dungeon. It also means you have, yeah, and there's lots of backtracking. It also means you have to keep in mind every branch as you're going. There's a lot of them, especially in this dungeon in particular. This is the biggest reason why when I hit that point where I was moving the ball to the left, I just stonewalled for a second because I couldn't remember that if I'd gone back to a central hub, went back to the left, and then went back on a side branch, that led me to the spot where I could then grab the sucker and move forward. Even that I could put up with, though. That's not the end of the world. That's just a minor complaint. What really pisses me off is they decided to have a dungeon centered entirely around the usage of these gloves. The gloves are a neat idea. Legit. I'm actually down for the idea of the gloves. What I don't like is 2 things about the gloves. First of all, the jank. They're just a little bit too janky. And probably because they were really stretching what the Game Boy Color could do here. And you can kind of feel it, right? Like, this feels like a lot of the Mario Brothers 3 stuff. It's so pushing the limits of the hardware that you can start to feel it a little bit. And the second thing is that goddamn noise. For something that you're using constantly, having a really high-pitched playing every single time you're using it is probably not the smartest of moves. Oh, and I do have to give special mention to those freaking fireballs. Those are so jank that I'm not a big fan of them. What I probably would have done to vary it up a little bit, rather than having this cavalcade of fireballs coming down, because I get what they were going for. Instead, make it so that they, as soon as you're there, there's just a beam. Hit scan, right? Bzz. But because you've got the ball in your way, it just hits the ball. And at this point, there's no possibility of janking your way through and getting hit on accident. Instead, it's just have the ball, you're fine. Don't have the ball, you're dead, right? Also precludes the ability to just bullcrap it with health. Okay, I'm with that. But they didn't do that, and so instead, the problems we already saw. Oh, speaking of which, the fact that so much of the dungeon reset upon doing that leads to one of my other issues, having to go fight those freaking magnet enemies over and over, which are not, in my opinion, very well designed enemies. You know, having enemies that are designed to constantly run away from you, and so as you're pulling them, they are struggling to get away from you, so you can get them in range, and they're also shooting at you the entire time, and the shot interrupts the magnet. So it becomes this kind of dodge and weave thing as you're pulling them into range, which just gets irritating. But again, I would have let that go, if not the fact that you have to do that every single time you screw up the fireball thing. So once again, the fireball thing is probably the real issue here. So long and short of it is, this is the worst dungeon in the universe, and it's literally Hitler. Alright. What's the name of the dungeon I just did? Unicorn something. Oh god, I can't find it. Where's the friggin' name of the dungeon? There it is. Unicorn's Cave, apparently. Ow, 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 ow. Hey, Czar. You know, that's a good point, Jiggly's saying. You also have to blow the balls. It's very important. Make sure you blow those balls. Hi, Made Fist. Secret of Mana, the original. Well, no, you have to suck on the balls too, Meat Fist. It's very important. Okay. So let's see what the boss is, now that we've sucked and blown. Okay, so I'm guessing something magnetic. Oh, okay. You like that noise? You like that noise? Because the whole boss is designed around it. Oh god, do you have to kill all of them? Oh my god. A very, very, very minor thing that would actually have been really cool. So this isn't a negative so much as an absence of a positive. Imagine if there's a different sound effect for out and in. Repel and attract. I guess it'd be more like red, blue, but still. Where the hell? I couldn't even see the damn guys. This boss does suck. And blow. Damn it! Die! Okay. They're really being inventive with their boss design. We have gained the power of warmth, which is important because we've already gained the power of the sun. Sorry, the essence of warmth. Okay. We're okay. Nurturing warmth has brought me strength. I saw a dream of lore inside vast ruins. Yep, so now we gotta go find 3 gemstones. Now, we've already found one of them. I don't know where the others are. So that sucks. And blows. In no particular order. Actually, why don't we do this really quick? Hey, Maidfist, you've played Seasons. What's your favorite dungeon here? Jiggly, same question if you don't mind answering. And as applicable, why? Let's go turn to this. Yeah, what's your favorite dungeon? Just for whatever reason, doesn't really matter. No, I don't need a clip. Sorry. I'm just curious. Yes, I have a member's card, yes. Anybody else who's played, feel free to answer. Okay, so we want this. God, we've wanted this for a while. We're gonna hold 50 seeds. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. I don't know what this is. I mean, the overworld, and yeah, Cyclone connects to this too. Yeah, go ahead, Jiggly. Thank you for asking for permission. The overworld is definitely, you know, part of the action, for lack of a better way to put that. Oh, I do not have a good list of rings still. What dungeon is this? That would explain a few things. A lot higher density, I can tell right now. The dungeon layout is completely different. I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not gonna pick out the thing that's different. Listen, Switch games are going retro, Vandalia. It's the way of the future. Even though the word retro has no meaning anymore. I mean, I do like the ice and the lava. It's a nice touch. Oh my god! Okay, the ice switch was a nice touch as well. I mean, spoilers, whatever. I'm not going to remember this by the time we get there. This also looks like it's pretty far in, given your heart count and your your inventory. Ah, my eye. I have like one eyelash that's just like, hi, I'm here. I'm right here. Hey, hey. Do you know that I'm right here? Ah. Interesting. I'll try to remember that when we get there. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell we're beating this game today. We're nowhere. Actually, I did get something to help kill gnats on their way in. You want to hear something funny? I have a mesh in front of my AC unit specifically to catch bugs and critters, and it has a bunch of dead gnats in it. But yeah, I have another solution. It's basically a gnat trap that I'm going to put over by the window and hopefully catch them as they come in. Well, there's our fairy fountain. So we have a permanent fairy fountain, so that's nice. Okay, so let's go to the walkthrough, because I'm just not even messing around at this point. Messing around mode disengaged. So, here's my thought. Why don't we just wipe out all bugs in the world? Just all of them. Then all the birds die. Perfect! And then we'd all die. Perfect! See, this continues to be a good thing. I see no downsides here. I've given this argument many, many times. I'd get rid of the ticks, first and foremost. Mosquitoes are bad, hornets are bad, wasps are bad. Ticks can just go to hell. I would be okay with getting rid of silverfish. For God's sakes. Okay. I mean, there's a reason scientists have, for several years, I believe, been doing real studies on, can we get rid of mosquitoes? Because the general the biggest problem there really does boil down to, what is this going to do to the world? Some beetles are fine, but then there's stink beetles. I'm okay with bees, too. Keeper the Essence says, I've awaited your arrival. I give you the thing. I killed the man accidentally. Didn't mean to kill the guy. I thought flies, or more accurately, maggots, were really big and part of the digestion of, like, plants and biodegradable matter. Am I wrong about that? I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That's strange, Jiggly Saint. I wonder why. Apologies, I'm kind of reverse engineering the destination of these things because other people apparently can't make walkthroughs. You know, that wouldn't even surprise me, Jiggly Saint. Alright, so we are... Where are we? We are here. Okay, and I need to be there. Okay. I can make that happen. It also needs to be winter. Oh, sure, we'll just burn down all the rainforest. I think that'll work out pretty well. I have said Jiggly Saint several times. Jiggly Saint, Jiggly Saint, Jiggly Saint, Jiggly Saint. I'm trying to summon you at this point. Damn it, Sylvanas, get out of here. It's 3 down. Alright, last one. Okay. Oh yeah, let's check up on the kid too. See how they're doing. Yes, he's a darling baby. Cool. Hold on. Just had a random thought. Do gacha spots change what comes out of the gacha? Because if that's true, that means this spot right here, which is quickly accessible and easy, like right at the beginning, is probably never worth using. Interesting to think about. That also means there's probably some super ultra rare thing somewhere in the world, which is the worthwhile spot. Whoops. Can I warp out of here? No? Okay. How do we get out of here? Just... Look, I just randomly saw a thing, okay? I don't know what you want from me. That's honestly more likely than not at the moment, Ross. I'm just being totally honest there. Oh, there we go. Oh, I know, Meat Boost. It's, that's my life. The greatest villain of all time. A mini-dorm. Okay, that's all the jewels. Now let's do the really important thing. I mean, the housing crisis, the current housing crisis, is not exactly exclusive to the country I live in. Oh, thank goodness. My jewels fit perfectly. You hear that, Bragwin? Interesting music up here. I was thinking about doing it Hephaestus, but I'm going to have to look it up pretty much from scratch. I don't even know where to begin, though. Still, I probably will bother to do that. There's no such thing as too much damage. Yeah, we just shoved those statues into the water. It's already a ruin. Why are we making it worse? Excuse me, sir. Can I talk to you, please? 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 I mean, off and on for a couple of years at this point, Ross. I surrender and turn after my advice. If you're lost in the woods, travel west, then south. West, south, east, north. But that's not who I wanted to talk to. And start with winter. That's the other part of that. Jesus, go away, go away, go away. Couple of tryhards here. Thanks, lady. Thank you for not being a terrifying death lady of Death Doom. Like so many other fairies. Staring at your phonograph. What a tune! I love it! I'll teach you the way to my secret spot. If temperatures rise as you go far to the west, you'll find it. Okay, temperatures rise far to the west. There we go. Boom. That's what I wanted. That's a lot of likes, my goodness. How do any of these puzzles work when you can't change the seasons? Oh well. Doesn't matter, we got the noble sword. Level 2 sword. It was all worth it. The power is ours. Ow. Now we need to find a gold Lionel. Somewhere. Hang on. Let's make it winter. There's the frickin' shovel. Oh, there's blind. Ah! Okay. Cool. Yeah, let's get the fast travel point. Oh, Jesus. I'm glad to know you're okay, Papa Neeks. We actually had a semi-similar incident a few weeks ago. Big-ass branch just sticking directly out of the ground, straight up. Like, it hit the ground so hard. It actually buried itself a little bit in the mud. Alright, so it was, west. And then south. And then east and then north. Thank you, Arspruce. I like the song here. So yeah, let's get that all-important fast travel point. Now let's go find that Lionel. Although we might not need the Lionel yet. I'm not sure exactly how that works out, because we haven't even started the Red Ring quest. I mean, I used to live in Tornado Alley. It's really old hat at a certain point. Alright, so hold on. Scooch back to here. Let's look up the Red Ring quest. Ah! Hasn't actually showed up yet. You know, that's a good question, Ross. I don't know. Because, like, I'd say it's maybe because they didn't have the ability to render them properly back in the day. I mean, centaurs have a lot of moving parts, right? But that was probably solved by the GameCube era, right? Certainly Wind Waker, Twilight, Link Between Worlds could have rendered Lionels without any issues. Skyward, you know? So I don't know. Okay, so, we do need to talk to the old man first, apparently. No, Lionels started out in Zelda 1, Jabez. They've been around since the very beginning. I've even showed them off a few times. I can even tell you right off the top of my head where the Lionels are in LTTP. They show up in the Dark World on the path between Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower. Gnarled Root. Where's the Gnarled Root? So I used to live very, very close to the San Andreas Fault, Savicom, and we had this kind of, it wasn't glue, it was, or putty, it was like a two-sided tape thing, which you could get specifically for stuff like that. That's Gnarled Root, right? Yep, okay, cool. I remembered correctly. Yay, brain! It's in there somewhere. Not sure where. Did it work? Oh yeah. All the time. Okay. East 2, and then summer. I will admit, I remember my very first earthquake pretty distinctly, though. Or at the very least, the first earthquake I was old enough to recognize what was happening. It was terrifying. Like, earthquakes feel weird. If you've never experienced one, it's hard to even explain. Slay the 4 golden beasts that roam the land. So far, you slain 0. Oh, okay, so now that they've spawned... Let's do this. I think we have access to all of these at the moment. Let's get the one up here first. Well, I didn't need that shield anyways. Thanks for that game. Hopefully I don't need a shield for the rest of the game, because I don't feel like rebuying that. Okay, not there. Okay, I guess the only way to do this. I have never looked into disc plates. I don't have a Lich King disc plate right here on the backdrop. Doesn't exist. I know it's pretty small on the camera. Whoops, that's not full. Well, mine obviously isn't mounted yet, because I'm moving in a month. Or ostensibly in a month. Where are you, Lionel? There you are. Who's a bad Lionel? Who's a bad Lionel? Who's an abomination? It was way too much health, Jesus. It's hard, too. Boom. One down. Okay. Where's the Hero's Cave? Oh, I know where that is. I know where that is. Why not, Innocence? Surely we have access to a stump over here by now. Surely, surely, surely. Surely, game. Surely you would give me a stump. You would not abandon me in my time of need. God damn it. Okay. Next. Why is this listed as the first one? Alright, whatever. Woods of Winter in Autumn. Ugh. There's apparently a green ring. How do you get a green ring? Oh, wow. That's rare as hell. I don't know, Megatron keeps not dying too, Zarktaft. Yeah, so the green ring is just RNG. Maple can drop a seed, which can be a green ring. I'm not doing that. Where's the Sea of No Return? Isn't that over here? Why can't I access that yet? What do I lack to access the Sea of No Return? Wait, that's Oracle of Ages. I'm stupid. Jesus Christ, Bragwin. This just in from the apocalypse. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes tons of sense. So we get the blue ring from Ages. We get the red ring from this. And of course we get the green ring from RNG. All the sense make. Okay, so we obviously cannot kill that guy. The gold Moblin and the gold Octorok. Needs to be autumn, and we need to get to the dungeon, which I definitely remember where it was. Wink, wink. Oh, where was that? There's the moth area. Those 3, I think. There's 5. There's 2. How do we get there? It needs to be autumn, excuse me. Did I say hi to Huthor? Hi, Huthor. I've just made it fall, just for you. You're welcome. Okay, epic battle concluded. Now, I just need the gold Octorok. Okay, so south of the Poison Moth Lair. I remember what that is. Hey, Hardboiled One. To my dismay, they are not scoring as well as I would like. But the company is good. And, I can't complain. I mean, I could complain, but, you know. I try not to be churlish about things. How bad is it, Rost? Tell me the damage. I'm ready. I'm ready. Tell me how much further out of reach a tiny, barely sustainable apartment is for me. $2,700 a month. Oh, we don't pay that for a house. Yeah, speaking of which, anybody see those Legos? The Zelda Legos? I haven't seen any of them yet, specifically, but I know they exist. I just haven't had a chance to look at them. Okay, so summer. Wait, is it just the one set? I thought there was, like, multiple. If it's just the Deku, that's fine, but I'm not going to spring for that. Functionally, no, Huthor. Rent control and rent pricing is a thing. Laura, you're my best customer. Take this special gift. Thanks. But yeah, there's a reason I was basically priced out of my own apartment. I was paying about $900 a month in overall rent, which was painful but doable. And then it went up. By a lot. It was $900 last year, Mendolia. Yeah, then they tried to bullcrap me out of my frickin' apartment. Congrats, Jabez. No and yes, respectively, Hephaestus. Okay, so that's all of that quest we can do for right now. I'm just going to sit on that for the moment. Oh my god, Udor. Actually, fun fact, this is a real thing. There are certain banks or loan lending agencies where if you tell them your job is a streamer, they will actually be less likely to lend to you. And if you try to get certain amounts of housework done and you tell them you're a streamer, they will charge you more because they assume you have money. Apparently, we need to have a shield for this upcoming section. Ah, damn it. Pretty much, Blitcheval. The latter in Oceans. The big profile streamers make way too much money and have no sense. So, they tend to get bilked. I'm unemployed. Oh, well, we won't loan to you then. Hey, Valerian. Give me 1 second, please. I don't want to lose my place in the directions here. Down, right, and then up 4. This is a trip, my goodness. Ducks are happy? They're delicious. Hard to argue. Like I said, Tamacom, they're delicious. Ugh. Thank you, Valerian. I mean, in all honesty, nothing's gonna happen about it, but they really need to start driving housing prices right back down, or violence is going to be the only answer. To be very blunt about that. At some point or another, too many people are not going to be able to survive and have a place to live, and that's going to become a problem. There seems to be a very strong sense of exploit early, exploit often going on right now. You know, tons and tons and tons of people and holding companies are trying to get in as quickly as possible before everyone assumes things are just going to be course corrected. Problem is, there's not really a lot of course correction going on, with one notable exception, and even that hasn't really done much yet. Victoria 3, Dragon Quest 7, and Final Fantasy Tactics. Thank you, Valerian. As always. $1 million for a house. Can you actually imagine spending $1 million on a house? Look, it's not my fault, Ross, that I'm as curious as you are. I guess I'll do this one right here. That's true, I just need to sell my 6th Lamborghini. I'm just rolling in it. Enjoy dinner, Jabez. Sorry, I don't mean to get all doom and gloomy. I'm just worried. There's an unfortunate trend towards a Kobayashi Maru when it comes to housing. Because, for those of you not aware, you know, even if you already own a house, or have family who owns a house, there are methods currently being implemented to try and move those people out of those houses so they can be moved around as a commodity instead of being a house. I actually know people personally, rather wealthy people, who are being pushed out of their houses so that they can be reclaimed by one company or another. Oh yeah, then there's the HOA problem, which I don't even want to get into that. Yeah, see, I can always kill myself. That's fine. Ugh, I'm out. Bye. But, like, I'm worried for my nieces, you know? Okay, so I think we're ready to go. Let's refill our seeds really quick. Oh. Never mind, we're actually not doing the next dungeon yet. Thank you, walkthrough, for that. Well, let's go here. I need to go... Yes, it's going to be a trip. I was already here. God dang it. Whatever. Lickin' Shrubscribe. Also, Lich Subscribe. A very powerful practitioner of the undead arts. Yep, no, I don't need it to be anything different. I can just jump in. Okay. Left 1, up 1. Left. Up. Left. I actually remember this. We got blue ore. Okay. Single favorite Uematsu track ever. Same question for chat. Favorite Uematsu track ever. There's the red ore. Good question, Huthor. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Man with a Machine Gun. Wow. It's a good song, but I've never heard anyone listed as their actual top before. That's hilarious. A noble name. I haven't seen that. Yeah, my first thought is the overworld theme from FF6. That's really, 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 really high up on the list. At the very least, it's in the running, right? There it is. You have red ore and blue ore. Yes, please make hard ore. It's usually obvious, Ross, but like, for example, the good Lavos battle, the second to last one, that's Uematsu. Undersea Palace has his fingerprints all over it. I don't remember off the top of my head the whole list. I had to come up with my own list because their list is inaccurate, as I've talked about several times. Oh yeah, that Lavos theme is one of my favorite battle musics of all time. Along with the Four Fiends from FF4, obviously. If you're not going to use it, Mr. Red, that's the end of that. But, and I don't mean this as a dismissive or an insult, whether or not you use it is up to you. You have control over that. Ah, okay. Just double checking, sorry. It's easier for me to pick one per, you know. So let me explain one of the big... There's two major benefits of going to a gym, okay? Benefit number one. While you're there, psychologically speaking, you're more likely to exercise. Why? Because you got in your car, or got in the tram, or walked out there, or whatever, and made your way all the way out to the gym, and now you're there. Well, you might as well exercise. If you can get past that hurdle of getting to the gym, there's a high chance you will get there, so it's a little more psychologically inclining. By contrast, if you look at your equipment over there in the corner, you think, starting exercising there is actually harder to do, because that first hurdle is the only hurdle, and there's nothing really pushing you towards it. Up and through the cave. The second benefit is obvious, the equipment. With access to a gym, you can do all kinds of fun things that you pretty much can't do at home. And I suppose there is a third benefit as well. Trainers. If you don't know physical fitness, a gym is generally going to have someone on staff who can help you learn physical fitness. Usually it's a static thing, you know, Thursdays at 3 p.m. kind of a deal. But still, it's a good way to learn physical fitness if you don't know it to begin with. I know a lot of that stuff, but I spent years studying it and studying my own body and how to actually operate because not everyone's body is the same. So, having access to that kind of information can and absolutely does help. Uematsu only did a couple of songs for FF10. The last soundtrack he did the majority of was FF9. We do the finest work. We only take jobs on just us. We in the back are masters. The master speaks. Is that so? The master misses nothing. That hard ore could make your cheap shield amazingly fine. Make it fine. Fine? You put too much value in your belongings. Try again later. What? What? Do whatever. Do whatever. Say no more. He says do whatever. The finest work in the land. Treat it like an heirloom. You got an improved shield. Okay. Oh, I have no idea, Yura. At this point, your bet is as good as mine. The next game I know will be good isn't for 3 games. I mean, this is a good game. I shouldn't sound so dismissive, but you get my point. And Ages is going to seem a little bit samey compared to Seasons. It will have more of a narrative access to kind of grip things a bit better. Like there's an actual story going on in Ages. If you're paying attention, the only thing we're doing here is collecting the plot coupons to be able to go fight Onyx and save Din. That's it. The story hasn't moved forward 1 inch since the game actually started. In Ages, there's actually a whole thing going on, which is kind of cool. That progresses as you actually move through the game. What do I need? There we go. Really? Oh my god, oh my god. And he shoved me back into the... Oh, you asshole. Masul is amazing. Did you know that he actually was inspired by a very specific composer to get into video game music? Yura? And that composer is Nobuo Uematsu. It's actually funny, and I'm not just saying this to praise the man. For real, a surprisingly large number of game composers got into game composition because of someone who got into composition because of Uematsu, or directly because of Uematsu. The man was very much at the front line of game music, and pushing that as a medium. Even Koji Kondo has mentioned being inspired by the man several times. He is brilliant. He invented most of the concepts of game music design. Not that I want to diminish Koji Kondo's works, because the man is also an amazing composer, but remember, most of Koji Kondo's early works were just remixes of existing pop songs and other Japanese music. Again, not trying to be dismissive, I'm just pointing out the difference. Now, later on, Koji Kondo would absolutely start, doing his own thing, and it shows. By the time he got to... God damn it! By the time he got to Mario 64, Kondo had very firmly come into his own. Why does it take... Well, you know what? That's a stupid question. Of course it's taking them so long. They're a dealership. I don't know why I asked the question. Lord. Oh my god, it's... Foolish boy. If you save Din, the world will be filled with destruction, sorrow, and despair. Our great sacrifice will be offered, and the evil king revived. And people will know true pain as darkness. Okay, here we go. So what don't I like about Mitsuda? 3 major things. First of all, he's the worst composer, and he's literally Hitler. Actually, I think that covers it, he's literally Hitler. Well, you see, Trihexia. I have no idea. I have not, Yura. I'm only barely aware of the game at all, to be honest with you. Okay, so 3 things I don't like about Mitsuda. Instrument choice, thematic disconnect, and unpleasantness, I think is what we'll call the third one. Let's start with the first thing. Thematic disconnect. Well, no, let's start with instrument choice. Mitsuda likes to use instruments without thinking about it. Now, I'm not saying that he's a bad composer. That's not really what I mean. He is a good composer. There's a reason a lot like his music. But the point is, you remember what I was talking about when it came to Link's Awakening, which we were just playing a couple days ago, and how you have to really think about it. You have to think about your sound font, your instrument choice, and how those notes complement your song in terms of your beats, in terms of your layers and tempo, and how you want the impact to feel. And especially if you're doing a remix, you need to decide, okay, what possible instruments do I want to replace with whatever, but it also applies when you're doing a song for the first time. So, Mitsuda tends to not do that extra step of what instruments should I use where. He just uses whatever and then makes it work. Now that's fine, he does that, but that's not really my bag, and I do think it actually hurts several of his compositions. The second thing he does is thematic. So, several of my favorite game composers, not just Uematsu, but a lot of the Capcom stuff with regards to Mega Man, Secret Amata with Hiroki Kikuta, Koji Kondo, Yoko Shimomura, all kinds of stuff like that. Their approach is usually to look at the scene, or the character, or the moment, yeah, exactly, Arspruce, and decide what song evokes... Actually, no, sorry, I'm saying that wrong, because first they say, what feeling do I want evoked in this moment? What is the sensation that should... Oh, this dungeon. What is the sensation I want to get out of this scene? Then they sit and they think about how to use the music to apply that. Even if it's something as basic as sounding like a desert, that is still something they put a lot of thought and effort to, which Mitsuda does not. Mitsuda tends to just write songs. I don't want to call him a pop singer, because that sounds like an insult, and I don't mean it as one. But he's more of a pop composer. He's just writing music, rather than trying to write music that fits the scene. Does that make sense? That leads me to the third problem. The third one is the most ephemeral and hardest to describe to somebody, but it boils down to the fact that his songs tend to literally hurt my ears. Several of the songs that Mitsuda has done in both Chrono Cross and in Xenogears both physically cause me pain. And he also likes to lean very heavily on a sort of a jazzy sound, which tends to not work for me. Whatever, I was going to do this later anyways, so we'll just do this now. Exactly, Savacom. So, I hope that at least in part explains why I'm not a fan of Mitsuda. I'm not trying to convince anybody to not be, because I know I'm the only person in the entire world who does not absolutely adore the music that man puts out. The FF13 composer is interesting. To say that the FF13 composer is bad would be inaccurate on pretty much every level. Because the music that they make is actually really, really solid. But there's a catch to that. The FF13 soundtrack leans so heavily on motif that the overwhelming... Yeah, the ball is back. Gotta suck on these balls! The overwhelming majority of music in that game, and I mean like the vast majority of music, sounds a little bit too similar to other songs because of the fact that it's using the same instruments and the same overall leitmotif, right? That's not necessarily a bad thing, but you can see how it is a little bit more diminishing of otherwise some excellent compositions. Having said that, FF13's soundtrack is a banger. It's like 4 bangers, or maybe 5, which otherwise have slight variations of each other throughout the course of the soundtrack. Does that make sense? Well, probably the absolute example of a song that is quintessential Mitsuda is Shawa's theme in Chrono Trigger. That is Mitsuda. That's not both of them. That's not Uematsu. That is straight up Mitsuda. It is his style in every way, shape, and form. And you can tell because it has nothing to do with her. There is no theme in that song. It doesn't invoke any specific type or feel or flavor. It's just a song, which is fine. That's what he set out to do, after all. Oh, these guys. Oh, these guys. Okay, okay. Screw it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Hang on. Ugh. This is fun. Kenji Yamamoto sounds familiar, but you're going to have to tell me what they did for me to really place it. Oh, that's just mean. And yes, Uematsu did FF7, yes. If it's an FF before 10, he did it. If it's an FF after 10, he was probably involved in some way. Damn. What did Yuzo Koshiro do? So when you say Zeal, Ross, I assume you mean the song. That one's tricky. I think that's one of the both songs. Let me explain what I mean by that a little bit. Streets of Rage and Shinobi. Nice. So if you look at the official listing of who did which music in Chrono Trigger, you'll see Uematsu credited for like 3 songs, and then Mitsuda for like all of them. Bullcrap. I don't want to quote the peach tea thing again, so all I'm going to say is, I don't believe that. It does not matter how many times I am told that. The raw data on display fundamentally disagrees. Too many of the songs that they say Mitsuda made are not his style or approach at all, and his entire lexicon of music library proves that. Artists have fingerprints, just like writers have fingerprints, just like... Ooh, that's interesting. Damn, I have to, don't I? Alright, whatever. Just like anybody. Just like directors have fingerprints. I know it's shocking, Huthor. I just point this out. People have pushed back on this hard for years because they think that, and this is hilarious, they think that I refuse to credit Mitsuda, a good composer, who I've said many times is a good composer, for the creation of Chrono Trigger, because I can't dare to think the thought that he's actually made music I enjoy. Oh, can I not do that? But yeah, his profile, his style, his approach is very, very distinct. Listen to... Hang on a second. I can just mute this, can't I? Let me make the point very, very succinctly. Because even if you know nothing about music analysis, I bet you money that I could prove to you right now that a song was made by Uematsu. Okay, you ready for this? Give me 1 second. There are 3 dominant instruments carrying the majority of this right now. That is the flute, the horns, and the strings. Pay attention to that. That's going to be important. It's going to be on the quiz. So all of this is just build-up. This is a kind of a bridge. Nothing too fancy here. Then we're going to take over with the horns. while the horns are playing, you hear the harmony being carried right in the background with the strings. Horns dominant, strings secondary. Yeah, this is what I mentally think of as the Lavos fight, although it's actually only the 2 of 3. So then we have another bridge. Notice we've had 3 bridges so far. Now check this part out. Strings dominant. Horns dominant. Back to strings. And right back to horns. This is something he's very good at and very well known for. He has a style where he likes to hand which instruments are controlling the song back and forth. It's functionally the same melody being played, but whether or not which instrument is playing that melody changes, and the melody and the harmony kind of counterbalance itself in that matter. In a counterpoint, I believe, is the actual term for that. He's very big on that. Now, by contrast, one moment, because I don't remember the name of the damn thing. It's a weird song name. I can't remember the name of it. Do I not have it? Hold on. No. Hold on. I'm looking for a specific song. Do I not have it at all? I don't see it. I actually don't have it. Okay, so never mind. Apparently Huthor's correcting me. Nicklaying me. Someone murder Huthor for me immediately, please. See, this is why I don't like discussing music, because I don't have the right terminology. I'm right, but I'm using the wrong words. And that actually irritates me, so I try not to discuss music, because anybody who actually knows the terminology or the jargon will just jump on me, like Huthor just did. I can't believe I don't have this song. This is hilarious. I'll have to fix this later. So. Notice how the entire vibe is completely different. Immediately distinguishable. Do you notice how there's not really a melody here? What we have is functionally just 2 different harmonies that are playing at the same time. And it's mostly just the same instruments carrying the same pieces. Now, it escalates. He adds layers to it. It's fine to like it. I like this song, too. But my point is, this is not Uematsu. It has none of his fingerprints on it at all. And quite the contrary, this is quintessential Mitsuda. That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to use these 2 battle songs to compare and contrast. Also notice he only has 1 bridge, the one we're listening to right now. Also, in Chrono Trigger in particular, this is not an insult, but a lot of his melodies... I think I'm using the wrong word. A lot of his music is just has less depth to it. There's not a great deal of complexity in in how the notes are structured. Which is fine, of course. But it once again distinguishes his style compared to Uematsu, who tends to have stuff that would be difficult to play on a real instrument. Which is commonality. Uematsu also tends to lean a little bit more towards rock, that is to say classic rock. Something more like in the 60s and 70s range. There's one of the reasons... That's true, Thor. It's one of the reasons that he tends to lean so heavily on the bass line. If you've ever noticed, a lot of Uematsu's songs have a very strong emphasis on that bass line. If you want an example of that, I can give you one right now. This is Uematsu. I mean, we know that, but even if it wasn't, I can tell you this is him. This has him written all over it. Everything I've just told you about his design and his stylings is on display here. Yeah, we actually compared and contrast FF6's battle theme to Chrono Trigger's because they're complete opposites. Like, listen to this. This is a race, right? By contrast, this is jazz. This is Mitsuda. Basic bass line carrying the thing. Slight strings carrying what is functionally a harmony. And a drum line. And that's actually it until he brings in... And again, fairly simple melody, right? Not a lot of complexity, not a lot of depth to it. You could just hear this and say, oh, yeah, that's Mitsuda. Okay, where did I need the key for? I actually did need a key for something. I don't remember where. I think it was up. We'll try up. Unless it wasn't up. It might not have been up. It was not up. It was not up. So, Katana Ravel. That's the Mongolian throat singing, isn't it? Yeah, by contrast, CT's boss theme is not labeled properly. Okay, whatever, I don't even care. Well, then I don't know what that song is. You're lying to me, you're a... I always knew you were a terrible, terrible liar. Come on. Play the damn thing. There we go. Where does this play? Apparently I need to go right. Dang, I was going to try left, up, left. So, thank you. Okay, I can make that work. So, I don't actually know who made Sword of Mana's soundtrack. In fact, I couldn't name a single song from it for you right off the top of my head. In fact, I don't have its soundtrack. I've never procured it. So I know nothing. Complete ignorance. I'm usually not a big fan of... I knew there was a door with a key on it. can't remember what it was. Thank you, Hephaestus. I'm usually not a big fan of woodwinds. They usually hurt my ears, but this is pretty chill. I like this. Yeah, Lufia 2's soundtrack is shockingly good for what it is. Then again, I can say the same about several games. Yeah. I found the compass. I jumped into a pit on accident. Did I not reflect this? I got the improved shield. Oh, whatever. She bothered to do it and everything. Listen, Lufia 1's soundtrack. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I guess I shouldn't be hitting switches in Ancient Ruins. Uematsu is definitely towards the top, but yeah, who's the worst composer in gaming? Obviously, it's Mitsu... No, I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. I mean, that sounds like marketing speak to me and Arkham Axis, but then again, it wouldn't surprise me if Nintendo really did have something that insane. Yeah, who did Quest 64? That's a good question. It was a long song. Let's see, the worst soundtrack ever. I've got it. This is when Ross reaches through his screen to murder me. Oh, okay. They really are enemy heavy this time around, aren't they? No, this game's soundtrack is legit. I was just really, really sick of it by the time that I was done with the game. Like, just ready to shoot my jaw out rather than listen to this music anymore. Yeah, Persona 5 had the same general issue. Good soundtrack. But, oh my god. So I don't actually know who that is, Dream Whisperer, but I believe you. But yes, this is Fire Emblem Three Houses, for those of you wondering. Yeah, Dragon Age has, like, a couple of memorable songs, and that's it. We talked about that during the recent review, too. Like, there's a couple good songs in Dragon Age, and that's kind of it. It's weird. Oh, so he's the worst Dream Whisperer. I get you, I get you. Yeah, you can only eat steak for so long before you get tired of it. God damn, how am I supposed to kill you? Okay. Ah! Lol, and Arkham Axis. I'll list that under more crap the devs didn't think about when they were making this game. Or that game, I should say. Okay, bombs work. Good to know. That's true. That's true in Arkham Axis. Oh. Ow. Alright, you know what? Here. I'll leave you with a terrible soundtrack. I'll be right back. If it'll start playing. This is actually near Automata, for those of you wondering. Wow, I'm low on health. Okay. Oh, I don't like this room. Oh, I don't like this room. Well, I do have one up on me. Oh yeah, I don't like this room. Magic boomerang. Run! Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, this is basically the overworld theme for Nier Automata. But you could be sexy, Yura. Tell you what, watch my highlight reel of it that Mr. Red put together. You'll get all the good bits. Seriously, we put a lot of the good bits of that game in there. Okay. Well, now we're here. Where was that switch room? Because we've already been there, and I can't mark my map, and I don't know where it is. Does anyone remember where the switch room was? Where I needed the boomerang? Hang on, we need Ancient Ruins music. There we go, yes. Yes! I guess I could die now. Refill my health. What? It's a valid strategy. It counts. I don't actually want to waste my 1-up potion. That's the problem. Yeah, you know the worst part is, Lord Hermont? It's not helping at all. I'm more or less doing it out of muscle memory. See, like, yeah, okay, so that doesn't help. Listen, Mechanicus 2 is hopefully going to be awesome. End statement. From a moment I saw the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. How long is it, Dream Whisperer? This time is not something I have a tremendous amount of right now. Okay, so I think it was up. Let's find out. No, it's not up. It's not this up. When the stars die, we will still be here. This is wrong, too. I'm just getting roped there. Yeah, sorry. I'm not really impressed with the Lego, but hopefully they'll have more actually good Legos in the future. Space Marine 2 mostly has me interested because of the co-op. I'm a sucker for co-op. Already been up here. Was it up? Well, let's find out. Just lose all that health we just got. Here it is. This is it. Hey! So how do I, like, control it? There we go. It actually wasn't hold the button. Go figure. I'm sorry. I'm listening to my own music here. I apologize. Listen to your music. Please drop some health, please. So if I could pick one thing to Lego from a Zelda game. Same question for y'all in chat. Whoa! Okay, we're gonna nope out of that room. I don't like anything about this room. See, the problem is Ocarina really is the correct choice for that. Why isn't it working sometimes? Oh, that's why. Damn it, you were right, Noctis. How dare you be correct? Time to kill Noctis. Well, like, you have to design something that's a Lego set that you can make, you know, based on Zelda. So, again, it has to be something from Ocarina, because that's just kind of objectively the correct choice, unfortunately. That's the FF7. So if we're going to start with something, it's going to be the big seller. Oh, come on, game. Yeah, the saw blades have been dipping into the coffee today. See if I can get there. They're getting hit. Ugh, okay. Can't repeat the trick, apparently. Yeah, my first thought was actually Kakariko. But the Temple of Time with the pedestal is a really good pick. And then the idea here is you see how that sells. If it sells well, no, now we have an Ocarina series, right? Now we do all kinds of stuff with Ocarina. Because we could do like a representative shot, or even a one-to-one shot, for pretty much every single one of the dungeons in Ocarina. And yeah, the Kokiri Forest is a really solid pick. Probably would be my second pick after, I already have it equipped. It's just blue lore. Oh, okay. After, whatever hell I picked first. Oh yeah, Hyrule Castle. Hopefully this is actually progress. This looks kind of progressy. The Shadow Link Room. Ah. No, I actually have a Ruins playlist. Of course I do. Not quite the vibe I wanted. That'll do. So hang on. So I'm thinking of this kind of from the perspective of which one, you know, should be made first. A little financially, a little managerially, a little creatively. Which one would you most want to build? Which one would be like, oh man, I'm buying the hell out of that. If they made it and did it proper like. For me, for that, it would probably be something insane like the entire Dark World from LTTP. Like the overworld, you know? Life says Midna. But she doesn't have the equipment necessary, Huthor. Oh no, it was always a trap. I admit I kind of like the theme of this dungeon. Like, the theme of this dungeon is traps. Like, not in what you'd take the standard way. This is the Indiana Jones dungeon. I'm kind of on board with it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at this place. Oh, my God. And we're dead. We're dead. We actually died. Frickin' Keys. Oh, God. How do I get back to where I was? You know another thing I've noticed about the difference between these dungeons and Link's Awakening dungeons? Those Minbishan checkpoints in the middle of the dungeons are really far in. Like, weirdly far in. Like, too far in. That would be insanity cycle. I don't think that's physically possible. Legos don't adheres that well. I don't know how to get back where I was. Does anyone know how to get back to where I was? I don't remember how to get back to where I was. It's either up or left up, I'm pretty sure. But that's a very different answer. No, that was the last one in Arkham Axis. Toys from childhood I'd like to rebuy. I didn't have a lot of toys as a kid. I had video games. That was my choice. And don't mistake me. I hesitate to consider myself poor because poor is a gradient. But I was kind of poor as a kid. I got 2 video games a year plus whatever I could manage on my own. That was it. So I didn't really do toys. The first Legend of Zelda game you should play depends on your availability, Uthor. Not that I would ever accuse you of emulating, but your options are Ocarina or LTTP. Now, I'm going to explain that briefly. Those are the quintessential Zeldas. Those are seminal Zeldas. One of them is top-down, like you're seeing on the screen right now. The other one is 3D. And those play and operate completely differently in terms of level design, combat, and focus and structure. So, one of those two, that's what you start Zelda with. We don't talk about the CDI games because they're not Zelda games. And therefore there's no reason to acknowledge that they exist. Switch Online does give you access to LTTP. And I think Ocarina. Don't quote me on that, though. Nevertheless, if you want the best version of Ocarina is on the 3DS, but if you want the second best version, it is the PC version. That is definitely not something I could talk about out loud. Nobody would ever talk about it in chat. Of course, nobody would ever share, the name of it, or you can Google it, anything like that. It's crazy talk. Excuse me. Yeah, just ask Valerian. He's actually probably pretty familiar with that, now that I think about it. Excuse me, they're pretty familiar with it. But yeah, those two. I'm sorry for entirely too long of an answer. How do they play, Valerian? God damn it. I'm just going to pull up a walkthrough. I don't know where I was. I don't know where I was, and I don't know how to get back to it. This is so frustrating. I cannot put into words how irritating it is that because of a trap I didn't see coming and a mid-mission checkpoint that doesn't exist, I have to basically do the entire dungeon over again. And because of how roamy this place is, I don't know which place I hit last. Because it's all so samey, it's all the same in my head. I was liking this dungeon until I died before a mid-mission checkpoint. Okay, so it looks like... yeah, exactly, Caroline has. I feel so lost, and that's not a really fun feeling. Especially in a Zelda game. I know Zelda games. I'm good at Zelda games. I've proven that. I beat Zelda 2 without cheats just a few days ago. Or yesterday, actually, I think it was. God. Losing track of time, too. So now I'm scrolling through the walkthrough trying to find out where that trap was so I can reverse engineer how to get there. Okay, this is the spot. This is it. It was the squish trap. I didn't see it coming and I didn't pop a... I legitimately didn't realize it could actually squish me. So, I didn't pop the dash seed, so I just, bounced through at normal speed. As you might imagine, I died. Okay, so I need to get to that room, which is there. To get there, I need to get up there and drop down. So I need to get up here, which means I need to get up there. Okay, so it's left up. It was left up. This is probably one of the boths. As I mentioned before, so for those of you not aware, sorry, I never actually finished my sentence. For those of you not aware, the creation of Chrono Trigger's soundtrack was interesting because obviously Yasunori Mitsuda, it was kind of his big break and his chance to become a game composer, something that a lot of people wanted because a lot of people saw the kind of skill he had as a composer. Thing is, he was not, like, he was having a couple issues. Like, I don't want to say he was bad, he was having issues. And when I say issues, I mean, like, lots of stress. That's a big thing to put on a new composer, right? So, Uematsu was there to help him and guide him. He also worked on some of the sound design for the game and a few other things. Yeah, Mitsuda literally ended up going to the hospital over Chrono Trigger. So, there's 3 composers for Chrono Trigger. There's Uematsu, there's Mitsuda, and then there's both. And it's usually pretty obvious which one's which. Not always, though. But like I said, the song we just listened to is a good example of a both. It very clearly has the tone, feel, atmosphere, and vibe of Uematsu, but nevertheless uses the structure and stylings of Mitsuda. Wrong room, no wonder. I need to go here. FF6 is Uematsu. Just Uematsu. Nobody else. Uematsu also worked himself into medical health issues for a while there. We actually thought we were going to lose him several years ago. Thankfully we didn't. But that was a real concern for a bit there. For the most part, yeah, Ross. I don't want to sound negative about one of the best games ever made, but I've often felt that one of the only reasons that I enjoy the soundtrack of Chrono Trigger as much as I do is because Uematsu was involved in it. Okay, up. And then down. And then all around. What? Cathedral of Light, Legion, Yura. I don't even have to look. The dungeon, the 5-man. Okay, so now down. And because this game is starting to lose a whole lot of my tolerance, we're going to actually get a save state there. We haven't used it yet, so we're still fine. Well, that'd be embarrassing. I can beat Zelda 2 without cheats, but I can't beat Oracle of Seasons. A lot of waiting. Koji Kondo is weird because he's mathematically a better composer than pretty much any other game composer, and you can do so much analysis of his work, but at the same time, let's put that there. Even he sits on the shoulders of giants. And a lot of his music is not the kind of music I would just sit down and listen to for its own sake. It would be foolish not to acknowledge the man's credentials, though. We were right there. We were right at the boss key. Ugh. That's just frustrating. Tell me if you hear it, Yura. I don't even remember Anarcho Maxist. Like, he's done work on a lot of Nintendo games, but those are the ones he headlined, right? Okay. Star Fox is a weird franchise, but I will admit, I probably count as a fan of it because I like literally every game in it. Whoops. It's on random. I'm sorry, it's not supposed to be on random. These are all the songs that are listed as Stranglethorn Vale songs, in vanilla specifically. Yeah, Star Fox 64 is such a unique game. I have issues with Mario 64. I have issues with Ocarina 64. I do not really have issues with Star Fox 64. That game is shockingly good. Name a negative to Star Fox 64 right now. Go ahead, I'll wait. SNES Star Fox, I've actually played that recently. It is still a decently good game. Slippy's a meme. There's nothing actually wrong with him. Well, if we're doing Kata, might be one of these ones. Oh, boss time. Did I find it on my first try, Europe? That's hilarious. I am Vire, Onyx's loyal henchman. And someone who's trying to stop Onyx, but it's just some kid. I can handle you. Listen, I know you're going to keep plugging Mystical Ninja. Ouch. And that's because it's an awesome game. You should play it. Although, you know what my biggest memory of Mystical Ninja is? Being really, really lost, but only at like one point in the entire game. I don't even know what my issue was. It's just I got to this one part of the game. It's right before you go up the really tall tower. And I could not figure out where to go. And then for the entire rest of the game, I never got lost once. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I have beaten the game. I finally figured it out, and then I just, like, slammed through the rest of it. It continued to be funny. Anyways, if you want, I'll send you the song. I have an gargantuan archive of WoW music. Like, it's some 3,000 songs strong. I like that. Fine, goodbye! Ouch, I paid for my overconfidence, but I'll report this to Onyx. Yarr. And that is our mid-mission checkpoint. I do know who the composer for Evermore is. Jeremy Sewell. He was really jazzed to be working with Square because he got into music because of Uematsu. I've seen interviews, years and years ago, interviews about that. He even did a remix on OC Remix, Once Upon a Time. Talking about it. No, there's no link. There's no link against it. There's no rule against it as long as it's not, you know, obvious stuff. Federation Builder. Thank you for asking first. He did Oblivion and Skyrim and Total Annihilation and Morrowind. God, I'm trying to remember what else. He's actually done quite a few things. He's also did Guild Wars 1. He has a very particular set of talents, and he is extremely good at them. Yeah, Neverwinter Nights. His music is very distinct. You can hear his music like that. Left or right? Okay, Anarcho says left, so clearly it's not left. Was it this song? This song? I can't remember which song I started on. That's not it. Oh, well, whatever. We've been in this dungeon a while. Oh yeah, and Guild Wars 2. So, left. It was not left. You really did lead me astray, Anarchomax. I knew it! I knew it! Oh god, you would put Wall Masters this far into a dungeon this big? You are an asshole, game. Oh man. You ever want to get into an argument that has no solution? Argue about who the best guitarist is of all time. I bet you if I ask that question in chat right now, I get like 5 different responses minimum. I mean, we all know Telecasters are the best, but that's not what I mean. That's a best guitar. Totally different thing. No, not Gibson. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix is the usual for that discussion. For pretty obvious reasons, honestly. Wow, Lord Harriman. Yeah, roll to disbelieve. I'd love to joke and be like, Iron who? But no, even I know who Iron Maiden is. Interesting. So it's a piranha plant coming out of some of those lightning oozes. That's a nightmare fuel for you. Is that the guy who did the analysis on the temple videos? Temple songs? Yeah, but bombs don't work against it. So I'm having issues here. So since I'm already low on health, let's pull down a little bit here. What are you weak to? It is the boomerang. It wasn't doing anything. Seriously, it's not doing... Okay, there it goes. It's not doing anything with that. Why does it... This is really frustrating. I don't understand why sometimes it hits them and sometimes it bounces off. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. And if I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I can't correct it. Why does the mouth have to be open? In several games, yes, Lord Harriman. Although, there's only like, I want to say 3 games I've ever really dug into achievements on. One was Skyrim. I don't really have a good reason why. Don't ask. One was WoW. I have a very good reason for that one. And, come on. The other one was EU4, because, you know, challenge runs. Thank you, Harspers. Yeah, we've been in this dungeon for a really long time. This is another thing I don't like about this game compared to Link's Awakening. Dungeons are a little bit too long. I like to 100% several games. Mega Man's, Mario's, good Final Fantasy games, Zeldas. The only Zelda I've never 100%ed that isn't a game I haven't played is Breath of the Wild. That will continue to be true forever. saw that, right? Just being a dick about it. I wasn't counting as the same thing, Lord Harriman. I was just mentioning it like as an adjacent thing. So after my primary playthrough of Skyrim, I had every achievement except for like 3. And I looked at it like, well, why not? Then the DLCs came out and completely invalidated that, but eh. I don't care that much. As I've said before, I'm not actually a big fan of Skyrim. Not really. I look forward to playing it for one last time. Oh yeah, it was really dumb stuff. Like, get all the relics for the one dude's museum. Oh, you son of a submariner. Just did this. I will say this, I've occasionally had the urge to replay Oblivion and even Morrowind. I've never actually had the urge to replay Skyrim. Like, I've never been like, oh man. But I'd rather play Skyrim or Morrowind. What are the requirements of play here? Oh, that's one way to deal with that. I didn't realize they could go up that staircase. Full review of. In that case, Morrowind. 100%. Oh my god, I'm so tired of going back through the same areas over and over and over again. God damn you, game. Stop making me repeat myself. You say, are you having deja vu? No, no, we're just doing this room for the 50,000th time. You notice how we have to solve about half the puzzles? Not all of them. I'll give them credit for that. But we do still have to do some of this stuff every single time. I'm never going to hear the end of it if this is a net negative game. No one will ever forgive me if I do that. Not that I have a choice in the matter. Please? Please? Yeah, remember, I have a whole other one of these to play, and Minish. Which I remember as being balls hard. see if that holds up, but I do not remember that game fondly. I do not have any helpful rings. No helpful rings are coming. Not until I help the pirates out, anyways. Although that wouldn't help this fight, so, you know. Let's roll. That's actually a good point, Arspruce. Good idea, thank you. Let's see if this helps a little bit. This frickin' sand. Now we're blowing again. Sweet fruit is born when pollen is carried by the blowing wind. Say, Laura, the blowing wind reaches me, too. I dreamt of a cemetery. Sins. Well, that sucked. You know, I just realized. You know what this is? Like, what this really is? This is a map pack for Link's Awakening. Now, on the off chance you don't know what that means, map packs are notoriously designed for people who have already mastered the vanilla game. Who want a challenge, who want something harder. Yeah, like a hard mode. That being said, I stand by what I've said several times. I don't think this is hard in many cases so much as just unfair or punishing. I don't feel particularly challenged most of the time. Just frustrated. And tedious, yeah. But as we've already talked about, a lot of people conflate time with difficulty. Very true, Euro. I can think of maybe, like, what, 2 that manage that? So we may be soft-locked on that quest. We may not be able to progress it, so... Shrug. Because we weren't doing it for the first few dungeons. Okay. My grand theory of unified Zeldality. Well, you see,